Africa is not difficult, it is different. And organizations that recognize this difference early are the ones most likely to build lasting success. Most ventures do not fail because of funding. They fail because they misunderstand the environment they are entering. The gap between ambition and institutional understanding quietly undermines growth long before financial problems appear. Modern entrepreneurship rewards speed. Move fast, scale quickly, capture market share. But in complex institutional environments, speed without legitimacy creates fragility. Sustainable growth requires trust before expansion. Traditional startup frameworks were designed for environments with transparent systems, accessible data, and stable institutional structures. But many African markets operate differently. Trust, relationships, regulation, and local legitimacy shape outcomes just as much as product quality or capital availability. That is why I developed the concept of change readiness. Change readiness is the capacity of an organization to align innovation with trust, legitimacy, partnerships, and local realities, not just market fit, institutional fit. At the center of change readiness are three strategic capabilities: customer clarity, collaboration, and commitment to growth. Together, they shape how organizations build sustainable legitimacy in complex environments. Customer clarity goes beyond surface level market research. It requires understanding how decisions are made, how trust is formed, and how institutional realities shape customer behavior. The organizations that succeed are those that listen deeply before they scale aggressively. No organization succeeds alone. In many African markets, growth is built through ecosystems of partnerships, institutional relationships, and collaborative networks. Collaboration is not optional, it is strategic architecture. Sustainable growth requires long-term commitment. Organizations build legitimacy by creating visible value over time. The ventures that endure are those that demonstrate consistency, contribution, and alignment with local development priorities. The ventures that survive are not always the loudest. They are not always the fastest. Very often, they are simply the most trusted. And in institutional environments, trust becomes the ultimate competitive advantage. Through my research, I've identified 7 institutional capabilities that shape sustainable growth. First, opportunity recognition. Institutional entrepreneurs see opportunities others miss. They identify gaps not only in markets, but within systems, relationships, and institutional structures. Second, product development. Products succeed when they are designed for context, not merely for efficiency, but for trust, accessibility, and institutional alignment. Brand identity. A brand is more than visibility. In emerging markets, a brand signals credibility, legitimacy, and long-term intent. Trust is strategic infrastructure. Fourth, team building. Teams shape execution. Organizations that thrive in complex environments intentionally build cultural intelligence, institutional understanding, and adaptive capacity into their leadership structures. Fifth, strategic partnerships. Growth is accelerated through strategic partnerships. Legitimacy is often co-created through collaboration with regulators, communities, institutions, and ecosystem stakeholders. Sixth, marketing strategy. Marketing is not simply about attention, it's about credibility. Organizations must communicate value in ways that resonate with institutional realities and local trust systems. Finally, growth strategy. Sustainable expansion requires institutional fit. Organizations that scale successfully do so at the speed of trust. My work combines research, advisory, and strategic frameworks designed for organizations navigating complexity in African markets. The goal is simple: to help organizations grow with legitimacy, resilience, and long-term alignment. These ideas are explored further in my book, Institutional Entrepreneurship in African FinTech by Springer Nature and Palgrave Macmillan. The book conceptualizes a framework for understanding how ventures build sustainable growth in complex institutional environments. You can download the free chapter in the link below to explore the Change Readiness framework in greater depth and begin building strategies grounded in trust, legitimacy, and institutional understanding. You can also assess your organization's preparedness using the Change Readiness Diagnostic. Identify capability gaps, evaluate institutional alignment, and uncover pathways towards sustainable growth. Thank you. Let's build organizations designed not only for growth, but for trust, legitimacy, and lasting impact across Africa.